Good morning, everyone. Team Advanced Fit coach and trainer here, Charlie Tash. Just want to cover a topic that I go through a lot with new clients. Sometimes I talk to people on the streets about it, and that's the fact that their eating habits are so out of whack. And what I mean by that is that a lot of people, they have this tendency of not eating breakfast, and they'll eat something for lunch, and then the next thing you know, most of your calorie intake is towards your dinner time. That's a bad habit that's been created that you wouldn't even realize until you sat down and actually broke down what's going on. Now, this is generally what happens to most individuals that have bad habits, is that they'll wake up, they're not hungry, okay, so they won't eat anything. But what they will do is consume a caffeine product. With having a caffeine product first thing in the morning without any food, what you're doing is that you're sending false signals to your brain that your body is eating something. So your body thinks it's eating something even though it's a caffeine substance. Now, there's nothing wrong with having as far as a caffeine substance to help give you a little pep. But you need to have breakfast along with that too. You need to have food. Okay? So they won't have breakfast. Then the next thing you know, they're going 4 or 5 hours without eating because your body thought it got food with the caffeine. So what's going to happen then is that when you do come off of that caffeine high, your body's going to look for the first thing available. That's real food. 9 times out of 10, you ask that individual, it's going to be something that's not very healthy. It's usually something quick because at that point, your body's in survival mode. It's in starvation mode. So it's going to try to get something into your system. When it's usually not something that's good, what happens then? You have that thing that's not good. After you've done having that thing that's not good, you feel worse than what you did before you ate it. Now you're sluggish. Now you're tired. What are you going to do? You're going to grab caffeine again to give you another pep and upgrowing. So what happens? That's around lunchtime, all right? So we've had that food that was not very good. We've had the caffeine product that we're trying to give ourselves. Now, once again, we've disguised that we haven't had really good food by having more caffeine. Then what happens? All right, we've gone through the day of being, usually a lot of people, it's stressful. We've gone through a stressful day where we haven't consumed much food. We've been on that adrenaline high. The afternoon comes, the evening comes. At that point, your metabolism, your digestive system, and even your adrenaline have gone down, okay? So now you've calmed down, everything's coming back to reality. What tends to happen? People grab for the biggest food that's available at that time too. So they're going to have their biggest meal towards the dinner time. Well, the problem with that, your digestive system wants to slow down and it wants to, as far as make it to where you're going into sleep mode. Your metabolism's at its lowest. So what happens? You've had that food, all that food. Now you're going to go to bed a couple hours later. Well, okay. You've given that body your food. You've given your body the food that's supposed to wake it up, and you're trying to tell it to go to sleep. You're not going to get good sleep. You're going to wake up more tired than what you did as far as when you went to bed, and you're not going to want breakfast because your body's still processing that food that you had the night before. So what do? You grab for the caffeine product again. So you see the vicious cycle. How you need to break that cycle is that when you get up in the morning, yes, you do need to have your water first thing. Then you need to have as far as some food, and then if you feel like you need a little bit of caffeine, have some caffeine. But always try to have a little bit of food for breakfast, all right? And then what you're going to generally do is try to have a snack a couple hours later. Then you have, as far as a decent meal, chicken and sweet potato, chicken and rice, or you can go ground turkey. This all ties in as far as having your meals already prepped, okay? If you want to succeed, you got to prepare. You prepare for your job. This is no different. You got to prepare ahead of time. Then trying to make it to where you're having your greens, you're having your leaner meats towards the evening time. I always tell my clients, don't have steak, don't have red meat for dinner, because that's one of the proteins that it takes the longest time for your body to digest and process. So you want to try to generally have as far as leaner, maybe it's a fish, even chicken, ground turkey's all right too. But try to generally have as far as a lighter one that for dinner, so then your body's not trying to digest it through the night. So that's the biggest thing. Try to limit the amount that you have in the PM so that you'll exceed what you're supposed to have in the AM. All right? Those are a little bit of tidbits that I give my clients and I give new people. Once you change that eating habit like that, you will generally lose 5 to 10 pounds in a month. Just from changing that. Just from changing that little habit, you'll lose up to 10 pounds in 1 month. I guarantee it. I've seen it. I've been doing this 20 years. So I've seen that. I hope that information is valuable to you guys. Next week I'll have as far as a little bit of information when it comes to working out, what time of the day you should work out, what's going to be better for you. Have a good day, guys.